Hey guys, how's it going? Today is going to be a nice, easy video where I just go through my survivor squads and also teach you guys how to get high power level and how you can effectively farm legendary survivors for this season. And yeah, so before I get into the video, please use my supported creator code STOCKINGS in the Fortnite item shop. I just got my supported creator code not long ago, like a few days ago, and I already got some supporters on there, which is it means the world to me, guys. Like genuinely. um, I plan to be a pretty active Fortnite Save the World content creator, and in the YouTube space, I feel like we've been lacking a bit of presence in the YouTube space. Really, the only the only really big Save the World YouTubers that I can think of right now are like Beast and like A1 and I think that guy Larsis as well. He makes content, or she, they, I don't know, but yeah. So I plan to be like a new generation of the space. So yeah, if you like what you see, check out my other videos, use my code, and yeah. So let's get into the video. Here are my squads. And first, I'm gonna just go through my squads real quick, and then tell you guys like what do these mean, right? First, I'm just gonna go through them and then tell you guys like what do they do, what do they mean. So there is a lot of information when it comes to survivors, guys. So this is gonna be a lot of me just talking and yapping. So get your popcorn ready, put your earbuds in, and yeah. So here I got Marlon Kingsley. Mythic Leads, Supercharge. All my Mythic Leads here are supercharged, and the only lead that I'm missing that's Mythic is this guy up here. This is just a legendary gadgeteer, so I am missing a Mythic gadgeteer. But then you're probably like, okay, well, yeah, well, I'll get into it later. But yeah, I'm missing a Mythic gadgeteer here, which it sucks, but it's nothing I can do about it. It's up to chance, really, and yeah, I'll get more into it later. But yeah, here are my squads. Supercharge, Marlon Kingsley, competitive doctor, 7 legendary competitive ones. Fire Team Alpha, we got Malcolm, a cooperative marksman. I got 4 trap durability legendary ones, and then 3 non-trap durability ones that are legendary. My gadgeteers, legendary lead, like how we discussed. 3 trap durability ones, 4 non-trap dura, but they're all legendary. Emma, Maps, Nolan, fully supercharged. 2 analytical trap dura ones, 5 non-trap dura ones, but they're all legendary. Kara, Indiana Loft, she is a curious personal trainer. I got 2 curious trap dura ones, 5 non-trap dura, but they're all legendary. Mishiro Samurai Tofune, he is a competitive martial artist. I got 2 competitive trap dura ones here, and I have 5 competitive non-trap dura ones, but they're all legendary. Here we have Amy Eagle Deerheart in my scouting party. She is an adventurous explorer, and here we have one of 2 mythic leads being Gaudolina. She's adventurous, and I have 2 trap durability adventurous ones that are legendary, and then 4 legendary non-trap dura ones. And last but not least, the think tank. I got fully supercharged Nick Frequency Golub. He is a dreamer inventor. And here we have the other mythic lead, or not mythic lead, the other mythic survivor, Joel. He is a dreamer. Mine has Trap Dura, and I have 4 other legendary Trap Dura ones here, and 2 non-Trap Dura, but they're all legendary. And yeah, that's my squads. So there is a lot to unpack here. So before superchargers exist, right? Before superchargers exist, the max power level was 131. 131, and the way how you get max level 131 is by having mythic leads in all of these slots and having 7 legendary survivors, or well, actually, yeah, make sure that you include the mythic survivors somewhere, that they match the mythic leads, and just the rest of the survivors are all legendary. They're all meant to be legendary. They're all meant to match their personalities. But since the introduction of superchargers, currently the max power level is actually 145. So that's something, and you get 145 by literally just supercharging everything. So even your legendary survivors in these slots have to be supercharged as well. Not just your mythic leads, but also your actual just regular survivors as well. And yeah, so how do I have 132 without having a mythic lead here? Well, that's because I supercharged my mythics. As simple as that. I supercharged my mythics, so whenever you supercharge a mythic, you get quite a bit of extra increase in the power level. And then as you saw here, I also had a little bit more on Joelle here. And I'll get into why I supercharged Joelle here instead of Carolina in a minute. But yeah, this is it. And I guess I can segue into saying, why does trap durability matter so much? Well, if I'm being honest, I'm not super knowledgeable on this part of the game. I really am not. But from what I've heard from trusted people, from smart people, and from just generally proven numbers that people have ran in the community like over the years of this game's existence, is that these bonuses like shield bonus and health bonus, range damage bonus, melee damage bonus, shield regen, all these bonuses, right, that are not trap durability, they don't matter. They actually just don't matter. You don't really get much like bonus out of them, if that makes sense. It says, oh yeah, 5%, 5%, 5%, 8%, 5%, but they don't really. It's not actually 5% extra damage that you're doing in game. It's just like a little extra little nudge here on where this number where my cursor's at. It's just like a little extra nudge, right here, to the to the stat that the squad gives, and. Yeah, but trap durability is one that you can notice in game. Traps even have a trap durability perk. Every trap in the game can have durability perks in them. Like take my drop trap here. It has a durability perk right here, and this is 42%. But then this 42% durability here applies to like the base durability of the drop trap, and then the actual like trap durability bonuses here actually are like additive to that stuff too. So for example, if I go to my stats here, and my command right there in the bottom right corner, if you click see all stats, my trap durability so far is at 172%. This just means that my traps are lasting 72% longer throughout the mission. And this is actually more than enough to get through any mission in the game, even by myself. I don't have to rely on anyone else to join my party. I can actually just go into even 160s and have enough trap durability for my traps to last the whole mission. Some of my traps don't even have durability perks on them, and they still last the whole mission. Like my gas trap here. The gas trap is a trap that only has 36 uses, and because I don't have a durability perk on it, and it activates pretty frequently in game. But because of my survivor squads, it actually lasts the entire mission up until the very end. That stands right now. I'm pretty sure the maximum number is 292%. So that is something. That's a big number to work towards. Eventually I'll get there, but not right now. But yeah. So that's why trap durability is good, because trap durability is actually a bonus that you can see in game, and it actually matters so much. So yeah, trap durability is great. Try to go for legendary trap durability survivors. Whenever there's legendary survivors in mission alerts or legendary trap durability survivors that you see in your X-ray llamas, make sure to pick them up. They are worth it, and yeah, I recommend picking them up. And I guess we'll go into this next point where it's like, which survivor squads should you prioritize first? Well, ideally, what you want to do is you want to find mythic leads that are dreamers and that are adventurers. At least one that's a dreamer and one that's adventurous. Why? Because of Joelle and Carolina here. Joelle and Carolina are the only mythic legendary survivor. Or what the hell am I saying? The only mythic regular survivors that are in the game, and they're actually based off of epic employees that unfortunately passed away during the development of the game. I know, very sad, but it's nice that they're in the game as like a tribute. That's pretty cool. And yeah, so you want to find mythic leads that match their personality here, and yeah, as simple as that. And then you're probably asking me, okay, well, how do you get mythic leads? Mythic leads are entirely up to chance, guys. Like they appear in mission alerts very rarely, like maybe like once a month, twice if you're lucky, right? And they can also be found in llamas here in the X-ray ticket shop. If you're really lucky, and if the llama is the upgrade llama's gold, then you can have a chance of seeing a mythic lead in there. In super people llamas, you can also find mythic leads. They have a pretty high chance of showing up in super people llamas, or maybe I'm pretty sure in just regular people llamas they can also show up too. But it's a bit more rare to find them, and you cannot research them. You cannot research them with yeah, you see, this person is not available to recruit. This goes for every mythic lead here. You can't recruit them with like manuals or flux. You just have to just be lucky and find them in missions or in the llama shop. So yeah, so once you get your mythic leads for Joelle and for Carolina, then you can have fun with it, in my opinion. If you get a mythic lead that doesn't match Catalina or Joel, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just focus on leveling up that squad first. Like for example, if you get Kara Indiana Loft right here, she is a curious personal trainer. So she's gonna belong in the training team here because she has this little icon here. Like next to her personality, they all have like an icon here, right? Like for example, Emma here, she has this gear icon, which means that she's an engineer, and she's meant to go in the core of engineering. Or this guy, Mishiro, he is a competitive martial artist. He has his little punching glove icon, so he's meant to go in the close assault squad because it has the punching glove icon on it. So yeah, so basically, as like a recap, try to hopefully get lucky with mythic leads that are dreamers or adventurous, so that you can put one with Joel and Carolina here, and after that, just if you get a mythic lead, then just focus on trying to make that squad good. But generally, what I like doing when it comes to actually supercharging, if you have your mythic leads and your legendary survivors and all that stuff all nice and pretty like how I have right here, then how I like to supercharge them is the way how I did it. I actually focused on offense. So you see here, the close assault squad gives offense, and so does Fireteam Alpha here. Fireteam Alpha also gives offense. So what I actually did, I actually focused on supercharging my Malcolm and my Mishiro over here, so that I can get more offense. And offense just means that you get more damage with your actual gun. Then like literally any gun. It can be your mythic weapons, your legendary weapons, your epic weapons, whatever weapon, or even your melee weapons too. Your weapons will just do more damage if you supercharge your mythics that give offense. And then after that, I actually prioritize supercharging my tech mythic leads here. So for example, I got Golub in here, Nick Golub. He gives tech in the think tank, and then Emma over here, Emma Maps Nolan, she also gives tech. So I prioritize supercharging her and Golub over there. And if you haven't noticed, my scouting party here and my tech actually have a bit more than my offense and fortitude in like these squads. That's because of Carolina and Joel. As you can see here, Joel has a higher number here in tech than Carolina here because he's supercharged. And I supercharge Joel because he gives tech. What tech is, it makes your abilities do more damage, which includes stuff like your Teddy, your Shock Tower, your Seismic Smash, your Plasma Pulse, your Frag Grenades, your Shockwaves, your Minigun. All these great abilities just get boosted by the tech. So I'm actually really happy that I got a Joel in the think tank here, so I can just have more damage on my abilities and stuff. But also, I forgot if I said this, but it also affects traps. Your trap damage is huge. And me, I'm a constructor player, and I'm a constructor and Outlander player. Those are the two classes that I like playing the most in Fortnite. So tech is really important to me because those two classes are pretty much entirely dependent on having good tech. So that's nice. Tech can also include your affliction damage as well, which is huge. Affliction is really strong in the game right now, and affliction does get affected by tech if I'm not mistaken. So yeah. So to recap, what you want to do is get mythic leads in all your squads, and make sure that you have legendary survivors in all of these squads here that match their personalities. Make sure they're all matching personalities. And if you want to follow the tips that I gave when it comes to supercharging them, you're more than welcome to. And yeah. And oh yeah, I guess one thing is that I supercharged Joel instead of supercharging my legendary lead here, because it's like this guy's gonna get replaced one day or another, right? Where it's like Joel's never gonna get replaced. So I didn't bother supercharging my legendary mythic lead here because I know he's gonna get replaced eventually. So yeah. But anyways, I talked to you guys about how you get mythic leads, but how do you just get the legendary survivors? Like the mythic leads is one flown part, yes, but how do you actually get the legendary survivors? Well, it's the perfect season to actually farm for legendary survivors because of dungeons. Dungeons is great, you get so much candy, and candy is what you use to open up the Fortnite-DB llamas here. The Fortnite-DB llamas, they have a high chance of showing these costume party attendees. If you go here, event people and costume party attendees, right here, you can get all these survivors here or show up in these Fortnite-DB llamas, and it's so good, guys. It's so good. You can also get a lot of training manuals like this too by just recycling them and stuff. So yeah, they're just really good to get. And if you actually slot 3 of the legendary survivors here, then you actually get the Jackal launcher. The Jackal launcher is a pretty good rocket launcher. It's locked to fire, and it's pretty much like the bazooka, just like the regular rocket launcher in the game. But it's pretty good. Like the bazooka is just a good launcher to have actually, even despite being base game. It's actually pretty good, and the jackal launcher is just like the bazooka but fire. So you can use it in nature zones, and I mean, guys, it's a jackal launcher. The jackal launcher is just a cool. It's just a cool weapon, and yeah, so legendary Husk cosplayers, as they call it here. You can actually, I'll link a video down below on my dungeons loadout. I'll just show it here right now really quick. This is the loadout that I use to speedrun dungeons with. You can check out the video to show you guys how I speedrun through the dungeons with this loadout. Alright, editing stockings here, and I actually forgot to include the most accessible way to get legendary survivors like outside of dungeons, and that's just by doing mission alerts, guys. Mission alerts and the X-ray llamas can also give legendary survivors. The same way you get mythic leads, the same way how you get regular survivors, but you know, obviously they're going to be way more common and stuff. And in the event and the weekly store here, we actually have one legendary survivor that you can buy throughout the entire event season. And every week when the shop resets, you can also get 2 purple ones. So if you're lower power level, you can actually pick up these purple ones, and it should be fine. Or if you're like a brand new player, like in Stonewood or Plankerton, you can also get some rare survivors. I can't really find any right now, but yeah, if you find some rare ones or some purple ones, you're in Plankerton, Canny Valley. That's like fine, but you know, ideally you want them to be legendary because that's how you get max power level and stuff. So yeah, but also real quick, I actually want to go over to my display capture real quick. Because I do want to show you guys a really good website that you should be using if you play this game, and that is Fortnite-DB. Fortnite-DB is excellent. It's you know, Fortnite Save the World database. This is great. When you go to it, it's gonna show you if there are any debug missions today. Today there's 4, or well, as of recording, it's as of recording, this is the missions that we got. We got 4 debug missions, but then if you scroll down, you have all the mission alerts and adventures and what they give. You even have how much legendary perk up and rare, epic perk up, rare perk up, re-perk, evolution materials, even candy and elemental perk up, and or re-perk, and you know, XP for certain survivors. Even the llamas, they show you what llamas we got here, and then you can click here for ventures and all that stuff. Great website, and you can actually filter these mission alert rewards right here. So if you click on this one right here, it shows you all the survivors that you'll be seeing in mission alerts today. So here, for example, we got 3 legendary survivors today. We got one in Twine Peaks, and the 116 build the radar, another one in Twine Peaks, 116 evacuate the shelter, and then another evacuate the shelter here in Twine Peaks, 108. But then here we got a bunch of other, like we got blue survivors in Stonewood, we got some in low level ventures, we got some purple survivors here in mid-level ventures and Canny and Plankerton. So yeah, and this changes every day, guys. Some days we're not gonna get legendary survivors, but most days we do. It's maybe like once a week we don't get any legendary survivors, but most of the time we get at least 1 legendary survivor. So keep note of that. And then here you can also, if you click the crown here, it'll show you the mythic, or not the mythic leads, just the lead survivors if there are any. So here today we only got a purple engineer, so they can be used in the engineer squad. And then you can also here sort by heroes. If you're missing any heroes, you can do these as well to get heroes. Upgrade llama tokens, you can find them. Mini llamas as well. And then here we can search by range schematics, melee schematics, and traps. So yeah, use this website, guys. It's really good for finding survivors, really good for finding heroes, and a whole bunch of stuff. And yeah. And yeah, there's also a bunch of quests here that give candy. Make sure you do them. I already did most of it, like pretty much almost all the quests here. The only one that I'm actually missing out on is this one right here. But there's like a bunch of quests here that give free heroes too, like Chaos Agent and Swamp Knight and Mermonster Ken. Don't miss out on those heroes; they're actually solid. Chaos Agent's really good. Swamp Knight and Mermonster Ken are a bit more on the side, but they're still nice to pick up. They're free, so yep. And yeah, so just go to dungeons, go to the Inferno, speedrun the Inferno with my loadouts, and yeah, you should rack in a lot of candy after enough grinding, and yeah, just open up the llamas and stuff. So yeah, happy grinding when it comes to that. But anyways, that's enough of my yapping. Real quick, this is for that one commenter that wanted to see my resource tab. This is my resource tab right here. I'm not even gonna like talk about this in like the title or the description or whatever, but for that one commenter that wanted to see my resources, here you go. Here's some core reperk that I got, some vouchers, perk up that I should spend, flux that I keep, So my X-ray tickets, a bunch of evolution materials, my reperk. I got tens of millions of XP on all my categories here. My manuals, I have so many weapon designs and so much fire up from last season. And I have trap designs here that I just keep around. And yeah, this is my resource tab for that one commenter. But yeah, anyways, my throat is really dry and I need to go drink water. But if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to use my creator code Stockings in the Fortnite item shop. And check out my other videos. They're a bit more entertaining than just me talking a bunch. So yeah, hope you guys like what you see. Make sure to stick around. And hope you guys take care of yourselves. And bye-bye.